Hey everyone, welcome to your channel name. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more awesome top 10 lists. Today, we're taking you on a wild culinary journey as we explore the top 10 most bizarre foods around the world. From creepy crawlers to unusual delicacies, you won't believe what people eat across the globe. Let's dive in. Coming in at number 10, we have a real winner. Casu Marzu from Sardinia, Italy. You call this cheese? This block of fermented dairy is crawling with more life than my kitchens after a busy service. We're talking live insect larvae, people. Maggots. They break down the cheese, making it soft, spreadable, and absolutely disgusting. Some say it's an acquired taste. Acquired? You'd have to pay me to put this anywhere near my mouth. Still, if you're feeling adventurous, Casu Marzu is a cheese worth trying, if only for the story. This cheese has deep roots in Sardinian culture, made by shepherds for centuries. The process involves allowing cheese flies to lay eggs in the cheese, which then hatch into larvae. These larvae are what give Casu Marzu its unique texture and flavor. They digest the fats in the cheese, creating a creamy, almost liquid center. The result is a cheese that is both fascinating and repulsive, a true testament to the extremes of culinary tradition. Food critics and culinary experts often debate whether Casu Marzu should be considered a delicacy or a dare. For those brave enough to try it, Casu Marzu offers a story to tell, a badge of honor in the world of adventurous eating. It's not just about the taste. It's about the experience, the tradition, and the culture that surrounds this controversial cheese. So if you ever find yourself in Sardinia, why not take a leap of faith and try Casu Marzu? It's a culinary adventure you won't soon forget. At number 9, it's balut from the Philippines. This unique and somewhat controversial delicacy has been a staple in Filipino culture for generations. Picture this, a fertilized duck egg, but not just any egg. This is an egg that has been carefully incubated until the embryo inside is partially developed. This one's been sitting cozy in its shell for 14 to 21 days, little beak and feathers forming before some bright spark decides, let's boil it. The process of boiling the egg is crucial, as it ensures that the embryo is cooked just right, making it safe to eat. They enjoy this delicacy, if you can call it that, with a pinch of salt and vinegar. It's street food, apparently. In the bustling markets of the Philippines, you can find vendors selling balut to eager customers who savor its unique taste and texture. The experience of eating balut is not just about the taste, it's also about the ritual. The egg is cracked open, and the broth inside is sipped first, followed by the yolk and the embryo. Honestly, if I served this in my restaurant, I'd be shut down faster than you can say salmonella. But in the Philippines, it's a beloved treat that brings people together, often enjoyed with a cold beer and good company. Balut is more than just food. It's a cultural experience that reflects the rich culinary traditions of the Philippines. Whether you're brave enough to try it or not, there's no denying that balut holds a special place in the hearts of many Filipinos. Number 8 on our list is hakarl from Iceland. Now, I've worked with some ripe ingredients in my time, but this one takes the biscuit. Hakarl is fermented shark meat, which is already pushing it, but it gets worse. They bury this thing underground and let it rot. For months. The smell alone could knock you out. It's like ammonia had a love child with a fishmonger's bin. Icelanders call it a delicacy. I call it a health hazard. Chapter 4. Coming in at number 7 is century egg from China. Also known as a 100-year egg, though thankfully it's not aged quite that long. This culinary masterpiece, and I use the term loosely, involves preserving duck, chicken, or quail eggs in a concoction of clay, ash, and quicklime. The result? A dark, jelly-like egg that looks like it's been sitting in a bog for a century. The flavor is as strong as the smell, and that's saying something. Chapter 5. Number 6 brings us to Surströmming from Sweden. This fermented herring is the stuff of nightmares. We're talking a smell so pungent, so powerful, it could clear a room faster than me yelling, "Get out!" They eat it with flatbreads and potatoes, trying to mask the taste of, well, rotten fish. It's a tradition, they say, a beloved tradition. Me, I'd rather eat my apron. Chapter 6. At number 5, we have fugu from Japan. Now this one's got guts, literally. Fugu, also known as pufferfish, is one of the most infamous dishes in Japanese cuisine. Its notoriety doesn't just come from its unique taste, but from the deadly risk it carries. Fugu is pufferfish, and unless you've been living under a rock, you know this thing can kill you. The fish contains tetrodotoxin, a substance 1,200 times more poisonous than cyanide. Just a small amount can be fatal, and there's no known antidote. It's riddled with toxins, more deadly than a blunt knife in a kitchen fight. The liver, ovaries, and skin of the fugu are particularly toxic, and even a tiny mistake in preparation can lead to severe poisoning or death. Only licensed chefs, and I mean highly trained, skilled chefs, not some muppets who watched a YouTube tutorial, are allowed to prepare it. These chefs undergo rigorous training and must pass a difficult exam to earn their certification. It takes years of practice to master the art of preparing fugu safely. One wrong move and your dinner guests are pushing up daisies. Despite the risks, fugu is considered a delicacy and is highly sought after by thrill-seeking food enthusiasts. The fish is often served in thin, translucent slices, arranged beautifully on a plate resembling a work of art. It's a delicacy for those who love a side of danger with their meal. The taste of fugu is often described as subtle and refined, with a unique texture that sets it apart from other fish. For many, the thrill of eating something potentially deadly adds to the overall dining experience. Me, I prefer my risks in the kitchen, not on the plate. While I admire the skill and bravery of those who prepare and eat fugu, I'll stick to less hazardous culinary adventures. After all, there's plenty of excitement to be found in cooking without the added risk of poisoning. Number 4 is mopani worms from Southern Africa. Listen, I'm all for trying new things, but giant caterpillars? That's where I draw the line. These things are huge, bigger than my thumb, and they dry them out and fry them up. Apparently they're crunchy. Crunchy and full of protein, they say. I'll stick to my steak, thank you very much. Coming in at number 3, we have Rocky Mountain Oysters from the USA. Oysters, they call them. More like bull's testicles, deep-fried and served with a side of, I don't even want to know. This is what happens when you let cowboys loose in the kitchen. They're a delicacy in some parts, apparently. Me, I'd rather eat my hat. Number 2 on our list is Kopi Luwak from Indonesia. This coffee is the result of a cat's digestive system. Yes, you heard me right. They feed coffee beans to civet cats, these little critters that look like they belong in a Dr. Seuss book, and then they collect the, shall we say, processed beans from their droppings. Apparently, it makes the coffee smooth. Smooth like a criminal trying to sell you a fake Rolex. And finally, at number 1, the dish that makes my blood boil more than a pan of overcooked pasta, we have sanakji from South Korea. This is just cruel. They take a live octopus, chop it up, and serve it while it's still wriggling on the plate. Wriggling! The tentacles are still moving, for God's sake. It's barbaric, it's inhumane, and frankly, it's enough to put me off my food. So there you have it, the top 10 most bizarre foods from around the world. Listen, I'm all for pushing boundaries in the kitchen, experimenting with flavors, but some of these dishes are just plain wrong. If I found any of this lot in my pantry, I'd torch the whole place. Stick to what you know, folks. A good steak, some roasted vegetables, a nice bit of fish. Leave the bizarre foods to the daredevils and the idiots.